Hi there guys, jojopetv here, and today we're taking a look at Minecraft Pocket Edition 0.9.0. This is the actual version of the game, the final build that released just hours ago on App Store. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump in and I will show you all the new stuff. Alright, so we have a lot of new blocks. Let's go ahead and go through those. We have diorite, and then we have polished diorite, which is slightly different, just a little bit smoother. And then you have andesite, polished andesite. Then there's Podzol. And Podzol, as you see right here, you can plant mushrooms in the daytime. And they'll grow and reproduce in the daytime. But you can't pick them up. If you break it, then it's gone. So you have to find it in a native biome. Alright, next up is granite and polished granite. Also similar to Podzol is Mycelium, which also grows mushrooms. Alright, so next up we have hardened clay, white stained clay, orange stained clay, magenta stained clay, light blue stained clay, yellow stained clay, lime stained clay, pink stained clay, gray stained clay, light gray stained clay, cyan stained clay, purple stained clay, blue stained clay, brown stained clay, green stained clay, red stained clay, and black stained clay. Also, we now have red sand. And as far as wood, we have the acacia log, and then we also have the dark oak log. Acacia planks are going to look like this, and then dark oak planks are going to look like this. So we have the acacia stairs, and we also have the dark oak stairs. In addition to that, we now have emerald ore. Also, there is a block of emerald. When you break the emerald ore, you will get a little emerald that you can trade with villagers, but they don't have trading available in 9.0 yet. They may come on later on in 9.1 or so forth. Okay, I'm not sure if packed ice was here before. I think it was, but just in case, packed ice is there. And then we have end stone. Now, something else that's new is the end portal frame. They don't have the little part that has the eye in it. They had that in the alpha, but they took it out for some reason. I guess so that you didn't get excited about it being in there, but you can pretend like you're making a portal to the end, but you can't really go anywhere. All right, so just to show you the jungle trees, you can do it like that, and then you can just bone meal it, and it'll grow like that. Or you can put them 2 by 2 like this, and then you can bone meal them and make a big tree like that. And then you have the Acacia Sapling. And that's what the Acacia tree looks like. Something important to note, guys, the dark oak saplings, if you put just one down, it won't do anything. If you see I'm just hitting it steadily and it's not making it grow or even giving a little indication, that's because dark oak saplings only grow in a 2 by 2 radius. So you have to plant them like this or they won't grow. But when they do grow, you get a lot of wood. So you want to make sure and try to, get all the leaves and get the 4 saplings so you can regrow those. All right, and of course we have villagers now, which is a new addition. They don't do anything. They have no purpose. They just look cool and they make the sound. They go, eh. You usually can't shut these guys up, but this one's really quiet. Let's see. And there's little baby villagers too. Check them out. So cool. And they do spawn with the different outfits. Alright, and obviously since we have villagers, we have villages in 0.9.0. And they come complete with blacksmiths sometimes. Not always, but if you're lucky, you'll find a blacksmith, and usually there's a chest inside. And can't open it up right now because I'm in creative mode, so there's nothing really in there. But there are villagers and villages and all that good stuff. No trading yet again, but still, villages cool. Something I really like about the villages that they spawn is they have these little bridges that they build themselves now. And I've never seen that in the PC version, but it could be wrong. And of course, everybody's favorite new mob is the wolf. And I'm getting low. Here we go. And now we have bones in creative, so we can go up. You see that little button pop up? You can tame them since I have a bone. Come here. And then, there we go. So you can make them sit and stand with this button just by tapping. You can tame the baby ones too. They don't spawn wanting to be your friend. So there we go. And of course there's Mooshrooms. I think those were there before, but just in case. And then we have the Enderman. And they do not drop pearls. They disappear and have the purple snowflakes, so they teleport all over. And now they have Silverfish, which doesn't look right. I'm on iPhone 5S, guys. That does not look right. That's obviously a bug. But that's okay, though. This is the first release. They definitely have some sort of bug release to fix everything. And, of course, we have slimes now. They come in all sizes. And also, since there's dogs, we can take and we can feed the dogs with raw beef and creative, or, however we want. See his tail's back up. There we go. Also new are all these different flowers, like this blue orchid and this, and an allium, and an azure bluette, an orange tulip, and then a white tulip. Then we got the pink tulip, and then we got the sunflower, which grows towards the sunrise, pretty sure. And then you have lilac and double tall grass, and we have large fern. We also have the rose bush, a peony. Now also on the jungle wood, you can plant cocoa beans, and you might find some in the jungle. And bone meal does work on these, so you want to wait until they're all the way grown to pop them. That way you get more cocoa beans. New blocks also might include the mossy stone brick here. And then you have the cracked stone brick, and then the regular stone brick. Definitely one of the coolest additions of 0.9.0 is the mob spawner, which gives off light, but in creative, if you want to design a map or whatever, you can just take whatever egg you want to spawn in there, and you just tap it, and then it'll start spawning that mob around. See? There's already a creeper there. Alright, and sometimes you will find a little cave, and if you go in those caves, which this is one of the biggest updates in 9.0 in my opinion. You follow the cave down, sometimes it's like this, sometimes it slowly drops down. But you will find underground lava, and sometimes if you're really lucky, you'll find a mine shaft. And usually the mine shaft has goodies, so let me just get up here real fast. See, and there's spiders. They're not poisonous cave spiders like the PC version, but it's a start. Okay, and there are spawners. You will find mob spawners in the wild here. Like, this is set up like a regular cave spider spawner, even though they're not really cave spiders. They're not poisonous. But if you surround it with torches, it should stop the spawning of the mob spawner. Now, I haven't seen any chests or anything like that like you normally find in the PC version of the mineshaft, but it's still pretty intricate. It winds and it twists just like it does in the PC version. And there are dungeons in this version, complete with mob spawners, but normally there would be loot inside these chests. So they have dungeons, there's mineshafts, there's caves. It's looking more and more like the PC version of the game. And I'm really liking it. Alright, so first off, I wanted to show you all this ice spike biome. Later on, when they add enchanting, this will be a great biome to collect ice in. Like little ice spires everywhere and just little ice places. It's pretty cool. Alright, next up we have the Savanna, which these have different shaped trees, much like you would kind of see in a savanna. And this is where the acacia tree spawns and grows, and it was complete with that orange wood that we love. And usually there's a lot of tall grass out here, double tall grass, and everything's kind of a yellowish brown throughout the whole biome, which is kind of cool because it's different. Something else you'll see on the surface is lava, lots and lots of lava. All right, over here we have a Moosshroom Island. Actually, a really big one that's kind of all by itself. So you have Mycelium here, and I believe you can actually take that with you if you want to. And there's Mooshrooms just running around. Moo cows, shroom cows with the black eyes. Little baby ones, little baby Mooshrooms. Big red mushrooms, big brown mushrooms. Also, there are these roofed forests that have the polka dot, red mushroom, giant mushrooms, and also the brown mushrooms. And in addition to that, they have the dark oak tree, which is this really huge, like 2x2 tree that grows up. And I showed you earlier in the video about the how to grow these, but this is the biome you get those from. Another new biome is the Mesa Biome. As you see right here, kind of deserty, but more Old West style, kind of desert. Like something you might find in like Arizona, but not as bad off as you would think with the kind of white sand, white yellowish sand like you normally see in a desert. And that's what this is. It has all the different color clay, stained clays and stuff. And that's what this is. Pretty awesome. You see the dead shrubs, and you should find that. I think there's usually red sand over here also, and in addition to that, there's usually cacti laying around, growing in the sand and stuff. All right, and this is another new biome. It's called a Mega Taiga biome. And you have Podzol on the ground over here, which I think I demonstrated earlier with the mushrooms. But the downside about the Podzol is you can't take it with you. But cool thing is you'll find a lot of mossy cobblestone in this biome. Okay, and the next biome is one of my favorites, is the jungle. And I really got into Minecraft when the jungle biome came out on PC. And they had the little the cats that you can tame, and the ocelot that you can tame, and it turns into a house cat and stuff like that. But also, it introduces being able to make cookies, because the cocoa beans you can actually break now and then replant, and then that's an ingredient for cookies. So a little wheat and a little cocoa beans, and you got cookies, and you just have to take some jungle wood or grow a jungle tree by your house, and you have an infinite supply of cookies. Cookies! But also you have vines, and the vines work good, and it's a great place if you want to like build a tree house. The jungle is probably the best place for that, in my opinion. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a stronghold in all of my adventures, but as soon as I find a seed that works right, and I'm able to get into a stronghold, I'll do a seed video spotlight on that, and I will tweet it out. So make sure and follow me on Twitter, jojopetv. Subscribe to the channel for more gameplay. Do all sorts of things, including Minecraft Pocket Edition. But I'm doing a lot of that right now because this is really exciting. We have infinite worlds. It's an exciting time. Not even consoles have that. So, anyways, guys, make sure and leave a like if you like this video, and leave a comment below if you know any cool seeds, or if you want to just tweet at me. Thanks for watching, you guys. Y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Skizzle!